Hey, what's up, Paul UK? Welcome in. What's going on, buddy? Pretty good. Just getting rolling. Finished some breakfast. Finishing my coffee. What time is it there in UK? Ooh, yeah, send that to me.
You want it?
Yes, please. 10 p.m. Sunday evening. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon here. Did you see the news? Biden has left the race. Morning, Mark. Yeah, send that to me. Yeah, heels up Harris. Biden's out. He has endorsed Kamala Harris. Good Lord.
You like the channels I have?
Yeah, I'm in a lot of them. I just don't have time to keep up with all of them most of the time, so. I think a debate did that. You feel me? Really, that just forced them to acknowledge what most of us have been saying for, I don't know, years. There's quite a bit of amusing and non-amusing things on Telegram. No, she's an idiot. Obama's the puppet master. Kamala is an idiot. She was known as Heels Up Harris in California. That's how she got to the position she was in California. Kamala the puppet master? No. No. I haven't packed yet. My official carry-on arrived yesterday, and my 2 big checked bags arrived tomorrow, so I'll actually start packing and repacking and figure out what I can actually take versus what I want to take and what's going to have to either just not go or get shipped. But that's about to, yeah, that's about to commence.
Clinton and Soros endorsed Camellia.
Oh yeah, of course, Hillary and Soros endorse Kamala extract.
Michelle Obama is supposedly running her pretending to be like your chief of staff.
Evidently, Big Mike is talking about running as her chief of staff. That I could believe, although I still think Big Mike could run, but that might be a better position for Big Mike to him and Barry to be running things from the background.
Obama could have his fourth term.
I think there needs to be an amendment that if you are married to someone and they run for 2 terms, you cannot be president at all, even if you get divorced, because that would be a loophole if you left that open. If your spouse serves once, you could serve once. If your spouse serves twice, you're out.
It's a serious matter, and because of such serious matter, we're going to continue to believe in it being a serious matter, and we'll continue talking about the serious matter.
Right. Chip and I are making jokes. But really, it's like gallows humor, but it just backs up. These are the reasons I moved up my move to the Philippines from March to now, or 20 days from now. Yeah, it takes me back to the joke made in Master and Commander about basically if you're out of food and you have to choose between a weevil and a larger weevil, which one do you choose? I don't remember exactly how it went, but then the captain was like, no, you always choose the lesser of 2 weevils. I think he was saying you get the bigger one because you get more nutrients, protein from it.
Kroger and Albertsons are selling off 579 stores to appease government merger effort.
Yeah, I know. I believe one of them is QFC in Belfair, but not Safeway in Belfair.
Safeway's already underneath Albertsons.
Right. So they QFC though, they have to sell, otherwise they would own both grocery stores in town.
I haven't seen the UFC one.
QFC, if when you're going through, you know where McClendon's is, the hardware store?
Okay.
It's in the same strip, the same parking lot. The far end of that parking lot is where QFC is. Yeah. I'll tell you who I like in the UK, and he talks on politics, but he's not a politician, and that's Paul Joseph Watson. Now he's kind of doing his own thing, but he is or was InfoWars, basically webmaster for years and years and years. If you haven't watched his videos on YouTube or wherever else, you need to. Because basically everything he's ever put out, I agree with. Very based. I think his new, I don't know if it's his, but I feel like it's his news site. It's called Modernity. I think it's modernity.org, not .com, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I'm going to go over there. I'll keep an eye on this stuff, but I'm like, they're going to do whatever they're going to do, and I'll just drink my buko juice in the Philippines and watch the world burn. Nice, Michael. I've heard that too. I appreciate the info. I'm definitely keeping track of stuff like that. There's some things I could send that it wouldn't really matter. I wonder what the weight, if is there a weight restriction on the Balak buying boxes, or is it basically it fits, it ships? Because if it fits, it ships. I have a bunch of things that I'll send, like my entire set of Ninja cookware. That stuff's flipping amazing. They use a plasma application for their nonstick. It goes on as high as, hey Todd, what's going on, buddy? All right, Todd, thanks for coming in. Stop by later if you can. But the Ninja cookware, they, oh, nice. They apply it with plasma up to 30,000 degrees. And that's why a lot of nonstick comes off. They put it on at like 900 degrees and people overheat their pans and then the nonstick releases. But the Ninja stuff, you can even put it in the oven up to like 500 degrees. I think some of the newer ones they have have ceramic too, so I think it can go up to 600 degrees. And even though it's nonstick, you can use, I wouldn't do it, but you can do it. You can use metal utensils on it. And it's rated for electric, induction, gas, basically any type of heating element. And it's got a special like plate in it so that it heats evenly. You got to let them warm up a little longer than standard cookware, but it's very even. You don't really get much in the way of hot spots, even if your burners are a little wonky, like an electric burner. Yeah, I think the Balak buying boxes are 20 inches by 20 inches or something like that. So I may even ship my, well, if I can, I'd have to break it down. I don't know that it's small enough. I was going to say I might ship my Secret Labs chair, but probably I'll just order a new one over there. I have almost my entire kitchen is Ninja. I've got the indoor grill. I've got their pressure cooker slash air fryer. The indoor grill is also an air dryer or air fryer. I've got the cookware. I've got the knives. I just hadn't gotten around to getting a blender, but I was going to get a blender as well. So, no. US is 115. Phil's is 220. I have ordered, well, and received. I've gotten 2 converters that step it down to 115 that are good up to like 350 watts. So I'm going to probably order some more of those, but I wanted to have 2 with me for when I go. And then I also got 240 watt travel power adapters that are good for just about any country you can go to. They've got little slide things for the different type of plugs. Yeah. So I've already gotten electrical stuff to plug it in to be able to charge all my phones and things. Now, as far as like if I had the indoor grill over there, I don't know that that would probably be too high of wattage for that converter. I don't know if they make really big ones, but we've already ordered the aroma rice cooker slash slow cooker that I have here. I actually have one at home and one at work, so I could make rice at work. That's already ordered for the Philippines and on its way to her, as well as some nice silicone utensils, some basically gloves to use for cooking and barbecuing that are good for like 600 degrees, And then we got it's not from Lodge, so it's not technically a double Dutch oven, but it's basically a double Dutch oven that's pre-seasoned, and I think it's maybe got ceramic on it. And so you've got the deep part of it for doing, you know, stews or soups, or you can even deep fry in it. And the lid isn't just a lid. The lid is actually you can flip it over and use it as a fry pan. Hey, Sweetie Slots, thanks for coming in. Shivers, thanks for coming in. Kuya Shiv. So I've got most of my, at least my initial power situation figured out for adapters and step down converters. Lost Chihuahua. Oh, wow. How's everybody else doing today? It's nice and warm here. It's 78.4. Chip and I and Ash went to a beach here at a state park yesterday, so check out the culinary classes subscriptions. Well, she knows how to cook, and so do I, so I wanted us to be outfitted. So we'll have and she already got a real basic rice cooker, but I'm very particular about how my rice comes out. And this is also nice because we could set up, you know, a slow cooker like a roast or soup or stew or something, or I don't even know what. I know they've got things like that that are like slow cooked for Philippines dishes, and we can set those up to cook all day, and then we can go out and do whatever we're gonna do and come back and have dinner ready to dish up, basically. So I'm making sure that she and I have yep, I made sure that she and I are set up to both be able to cook and have the right things to use to make it easier. There's a gas burner in the room. She's already got gas, and those burners, it's basically like a butane burner, but just about everybody, at least Filipinos, have those over there. So we're ready to go to cook. Probably need to talk to her about what we need to order for sheets. I don't really know that we'd need a comforter unless it was like, they actually have blankets that you put it over you and it draws the heat out of you to help cool you down. So maybe some sheets. I really like the Miracle brand sheets because the newer ones are cooling, but they also have silver in them to help kill bacteria and stuff, so you don't get bunch of bacteria and sweat smell and stuff, so you don't have to wash them as often. Yeah, I ordered I have too many t-shirts to take. I bought a bunch of linen shirts, and this is one of the linen tank tops. I may order a couple more, but I'm pretty loaded down, so there's a lot of stuff that I can order on Amazon when I get there. Just look up Miracle sheets. They have towels as well. The towels are super nice because they also have the silver in them to help keep bacteria down, so your towels don't end up getting stanky as much. I don't smoke meat here right now, but I have smoked meat in the past, and my dad and I used to smoke salmon a lot. So, you know, it's going to depend where we live, but once we're in a house or something and we can do stuff outdoors where we're not driving everybody else crazy, I'll probably try and get a smoker or something, and maybe we can smoke fish and whatever else. Yeah, the Miracle brand, the sheets, the towels, they have dish towels. That's actually what I've got them out here to wipe myself, and also for to keep the vibration noise down when I get notifications going off. So if I talk about liking something, it's because I enjoy it and I use it. Yeah, anything that's like silver infused. You can even find like thermal wear and like I think underwear that has silver infused into it, whether it's threading or particles, and it keeps smell down because it just naturally is antimicrobial. But you'll never see me endorse something that I don't use and like. And usually, if I'm endorsing it, it's because I use it and love the heck out of it. Hopefully, if I get big enough, I can get a backer from NordVPN. I'm not gonna go with the other ones. Nord's the one I like, and I've been using it for like 5 years. So hopefully, when I get monetized and get known enough, I could get a sponsorship from NordVPN. I've used a few other ones, and they always slowed things down. But Nord's actually got a very good set of speeds and a bunch of different options. Yeah, you're probably searching for silver products now and finding a ton, but there's a lot. I'm not gonna just take any sponsorship though. Like I'm really not interested in pumping Christian Filipina. If she wants to, that's fine. But I think they're probably a great service, but they're really expensive. I looked at it when I was still single to see because everybody was talking about it, and I was like, oh, it must just be really good. Well, they're just about every single Philippines YouTuber they're offering to sponsor. But I looked at their pricing, and it's crazy. Yep, I have two sling bags that I can wear. One's really big, but I can put a bunch in it. So I've got two sling bags. That way, one's smaller, one's bigger. But or she can wear one, I can wear the other one. But I already know to carry toilet paper and all that other stuff. Uh, I don't care if I have to strip at the airport. It's okay for me. Hey, Scott Mason, thanks for coming in, brother. Yeah, I see people with hand towels. I don't know if it's because they're smaller, but in the videos they look like almost like a in-between size towel. But I put a hand towel over my shoulders and it's like up here, so I don't know if that'll work, and I'll just have to like attach to myself so it's not falling off everybody all the time. But I think they show one. And these are the newer type. They have kind of the grid pattern. These are the newer. I think this maybe is actually one of the dish towels. But these are the newer Miracle brand towels. These would be great over there since it's keeps the bacteria down. Here's Miracle Made. And if you're going to be traveling, I definitely need to. Actually, you know what? I'll just grab it. I'll grab that Secret Labs travel pillow I was telling you guys about in a second. It's in my car. All right. This is the Secret Labs travel pillow. Maybe I need to mark this. And oh, we're gonna have a kite here soon with the umbrella. The phone goes flying. It's the umbrella. I should do a short on this thing. And that's a magnetic buckle. See if I've got it going the right side. So like I said, it's almost more like a neck brace if you get hurt. But that's as far as your head goes. You can sleep like this super well, and you'd think, oh, I can't sleep sitting up. Trust me, I've done it when I was flying across country once or more a month back in the early 2000s. And even just a $15 pillow. Watch this, click. Let's see, where is it? Off. Super comfortable. It's like 65 bucks, but it's well worth it. If you've never used a travel pillow flying, you'd be surprised. I used to fall asleep even before, I got so used to it, I would fall asleep before we even pulled away from the jetway. The only time that was bad was I was congested one time, and I was actually sleeping during takeoff, and we hit about 10 or 15,000 feet, and that pressure hit my sinuses, and I woke up in agony, and it was all I could do to not scream. secretlab.co. And no, I'm not sponsored yet, but man, that's another one I would love if I could get them, even if it wasn't for the chairs, just for their, get an affiliate link for their travel pillows. And that's the kind of stuff where, obviously, if I was a huge YouTuber, I couldn't do it, but that's the kind of stuff that if it's one of my friends on here and they get it and don't like it, I'd basically reimburse you and have you ship it to me. That's how good I think it is. So if I like something, I guarantee you're gonna end up liking it. I get very excited about things that I'm passionate about because I like good quality, and I'm usually pretty good at finding about the best you can find because of the research I do and stuff. It may be more expensive, but you get what you pay for in almost every case. And I don't mean by brand names, because I don't really go with brand names, but any YouTuber that's like a streamer, not like these kind of type of streams, but gaming or podcast stuff. If you look at them, most of them are sitting sideways on their chair, so you can read the Secret Labs logo on the chair. But I have one, and it's amazing. I got the Witcher one, and whenever there's a design on it on the front and the sides and the back of the chair, you'd think, oh, that's like a decal or like a basically a printed design. Oh no. That's all thread work embroidery. I'm sure it's done by a machine, but it's all embroidery. It's amazing. Yeah, because if you don't pay for quality, you're gonna probably be paying for it again later. I'd rather buy something once in a 5 or 10 year period. Before I found the Ninja cookware, I was spending like $250 for a box of Kirkland cookware about every 2 years, 3 years. And actually the Ninja stuff was not that terribly much more expensive. I mean, the whole set was, if you buy an individual thing, if you buy it on Amazon, it's expensive. But if you go to their actual website, their warranties are longer and you get better service, and their pricing's good, especially if you look around holidays and stuff. I think it was like maybe $350 or $380 for that. It was like a 12-piece set of cookware. I'm not, well, I know I'll get to 1,000. That's what I'm really chunking away at is the watch hours. When Chip got here like 5 or 6 weeks ago, I was at 24 public watch hours, and now I'm at, as of yesterday, I'll have to look now. I'll do that right now. As of yesterday, I was at 440 out of the 3,000 to get to the first tier of monetization. Let's see what it is today. It runs 5 days behind consistently, is what I'm seeing. So as of July 16th, and it's the 21st, so yes, 5 days behind, 466 public watch hours out of 3,000. So 3,000 gets me to the first monetization tier, and then the second tier is 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. So going from the first monetization tier to the second, which the second is where it includes AdSense. So I don't get AdSense until the full meal deal monetization, but at 3,000 watch hours, since I've already met the 500 subscriber requirement, I'll get super chats, memberships, and I can have a store where I can sell shirts and stuff. Nice, thanks. Appreciate any help I can get, because even a little bit goes a long way in the Philippines. So it's not stuff I have to have, but just means that we can do more trips and more content. Yeah, I'll definitely watch the condo rental release. What's really nice is the room we're renting right now is month to month, so we are not actually on a multi-month contract. So once I get there, boots on the ground, then we can find a place that has really everything we want and go for that. Or maybe we'll end up staying there for a longer period of time because it's so cheap, and we can it really frees up money for other things where we can just stack money for a while. But I think I may end up having to get a different place sooner, because I don't think the owner of the place is going to let me have Ash in the room, and because he was talking to her and she thought at first it was going to be okay that we, oh yeah, he can come, you can tie him up outside. No, Ash is not a random pet that you just tie up outside. He sleeps on the floor next to the bed, if not on the bed. And I'm not leaving him outside with all the other critters. And he's an expensive dog, so he's the kind of breed that would get stolen to be resold. But yeah, I appreciate all the tips, because a lot of them I know, but you never know when you're gonna throw one into the chat that I don't know about. So I appreciate all the backup on ideas and knowledge, and I'm never gonna poo-poo it. I may be like, yep, I'm aware of it, but put it in there anyway, because if I don't know about it, I'm gonna be super thankful that you told me. Uh 20 to 21 months. He'll be 2 in mid-October. And he's I haven't registered him yet, but he is a purebred AKC registrable English Black Labrador. So even as pet quality, he was not a cheap purchase, and my parents got him for me because I had been really my anxiety been up, and I was real depressed, and so kind of an emotional support animal. And without even being trained, he knows when my stress is up, when my um, anxiety's up, and if I'm laying on the bed, he'll come over and lay his whole chest, his whole torso across my chest to comfort me. Like they call it deep or yeah, deep pressure therapy. And he hasn't even been trained to do that. He just does it instinctually. And then from another litter, two or three of his litter, or not litter mates, but brothers and sisters from another litter, the same parents, were accepted as full service animals. And I think one was accepted to be a canine police or law enforcement. Not like a German Shepherd for like an attack dog, but for probably a sniffer. He's super sweet, super smart. When he wants to wake up at night, he comes up and sometimes he'll curl around my pillow like a cat. But if he wants to go out, he'll do that, and then he'll start putting his muzzle on my head and full tongue licking me and behind my ears to wake me up. And when he does that, it's a very gentle way of waking me up, but that's also how he tells me, I'm waking you up because I need to go pee, Dad, or I need to go outside and go poo. Well, like I've said, you guys can grab Google Chat and my Gmail address for the channel, which is KuyaStormYT@gmail.com, and send me you can email, but it's hard for me to track that. Just get a Google Chat and you use the Gmail address instead of like a name to search. That's how you find people in Google Chat. It used to be Google Hangouts. And then you guys can message me stuff directly or send me pictures or documents or whatever. I dislike things like WhatsApp because it's tied to a phone number, so it's tied to one device. Yeah, he'll be fine though. He'll like it over there. He's friendly with everybody. People sometimes jump back because he's a big dog, but he won't bite or growl or anything. He may jump up, but that's because he wants to be friends. So he gets a little rambunctious with his affection at times. Yeah, it depends in the area we're at, and if it's if you go in the morning, I don't know that I would buy pork that's been out, but if it's like fish or chicken, there's a good chance that it was swimming or clucking earlier that day or late the day before. So I'm not super worried about that, especially if you cook it properly. But pork I don't screw around with, especially since undercooked pork can have the parasites that crawl around in your brain, those brain worms. In fact, the RFK Jr. had a brain worm back in like 2010 or 2011. So he actually had that, and it was from improperly cooked pork. If you're in the US, you probably know who RFK Jr. is. 8 people in here, 9 likes. I appreciate it. If you guys have comments or questions, let me know. If people want to see the that travel pillow again, let me know. I can pull it back out when new people come in. Hopefully Chi gets up pretty soon. Yeah. But if it was a city or something, yes. This phone that I'm streaming on is my S23 Ultra, and I'm keeping it on a. I'm actually keeping it on Verizon. I was gonna switch to a full international plan, but turns out they have a. It's called Ultimate Unlimited, and so you get really great data in the US, but then you also get all the benefits of their international plan, and it's actually cheaper than their international plan. So it's kind of an odd situation, but yeah, I could do cheaper through T-Mobile or Mint Mobile or something, but I also want to, in case we go to other countries or we have layovers, get hung up or something, I want to have, if I need to be able to use data, I don't want to have to worry about crazy expensive pricing. So it'll be about $100 a month, but I'll keep that one. And then this other phone, this one has no service. This is an unlocked S24 Ultra 512 gigabyte. That is ready for a SIM from the Philippines as soon as I get there. Yeah, I don't need WhatsApp, and Facebook could take my Facebook anytime. So Messenger, I don't like to get people on there. Good shout on what I said for I don't know which thing. I don't like WhatsApp being tied to one number. Yeah, I've talked to the guy that bought my house. I'm either going to leave my address where it is or change it to his house because he says he's going to be there for like another 8 years. I don't know if it's got dual SIM or not, but the S23 Ultra is not unlocked. And this is one of the things that Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile all got nailed on by the FCC recently. They were doing some hinky practices with how your trade-in credit on an old phone worked. And after I read the article, I remembered it being in there, but you don't realize it at the time. They'll just say like, oh, trade in your old phone and you can get up to this. So I traded in my S20 Ultra and it said you could get up to $1,000 credit. I have really good cases. I keep my phones pristine, so I got the full 1,000, but it's not immediate. They break what isn't super clear is that credit gets broken up over a 3-year period as bill discounts. So it's not on a contract, but if you leave early, like for me to pay off the S23 Ultra to get it unlocked so that I can use a foreign SIM from somewhere else, I have to pay still like $700 because I still have about 2 years left on the discount bill credits being applied from that $1,000. So I decided since I was going to stay on Verizon, I would just let the phone ride, and I just outright purchased an S24 Ultra for the Philippines because I didn't want to essentially lose $750 in credit from my S20 Ultra trade-in. So that's why I need to get Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T got fined billions of dollars because of that, because people were upset, and I think probably even other lawmakers and people in the FCC got hit with those deceptive practices. Now, the way around that, if you're going to do a trade-in, don't do it through the phone company. Do it, for me, I like Samsung, but if you, let's say you want to get a phone for your service, you can order it, you can go in through the shop Samsung app and still link it into your carrier account. Ordering it through there, it just has you sign into it once you're within the shop Samsung app. but any kind of discounts you get through Shop Samsung are immediate discounts. It's not that stupid stuff. So that's how you can avoid those practices. Although I think they're going to have to change it because they got nailed so hard. It was a few months ago, and I think their Wii's are still in pain. But the lower end Samsungs are not. If you buy a device outright, you're not locked in anyway. I mean, I'm not on a contract. I'm just locked in because of those practices. So if I want out of it, I can just pay off the phone whenever I want. But I won't fall for their shenanigans next time. I'll just trade it in through Samsung directly, and then it'll be a non-issue. But yeah, if the A series phones are not great, so most people that complain about Samsung phones are using the lower end ones. But if you get the S series, like the Ultras, I don't go anything below the Ultras. Those are flagship phones and they are top notch quality. I just refuse to use Apple. I dislike them, although I do like shows on Apple TV, but I don't use an Apple TV device. So I've never owned an iPhone. My first Android was a Droid X, which was a Motorola, and then every one of them since then has been a Samsung. I had the G Nex, which was the Galaxy Nexus when they were still doing the Nexus phones, which those went away, and it's kind of like the Pixel phones now. Yeah, I got the Note phones until they stopped making them, but now the Ultras have the stylus. So the Galaxy Ultra phones are essentially the Notes. What's up? Yeah. I definitely prefer Android. It's a lot more open. I also like SwiftKey keyboard, which I believe, except for certain third-party apps, you can't just use a third-party keyboard on iPhone anymore. So if you're on Android, check out SwiftKey because it learns how you type and the words you use, and as it learns, it gets better and better on predictions. I can type an entire sentence with just a few clicks, and the better it gets, it'll actually start predicting up to 2 words at a time. And it's nice because when you get a new phone, it was so good. It was a third-party app, and it was so good that Microsoft bought it. So it's now Microsoft SwiftKey, which I know some people don't like Microsoft, but whatever. I get a brand new phone, I install SwiftKey in the theme I like, and sign into my account, and all my personal dictionary and personalized predictions are right back on my new device. And I'm right back up to typing super quick. Yeah, that was another reason for getting another phone, because the S24s have Wi-Fi 7. The S23 Ultra, the radio is capable, but just to push the newer phones, the different Android review sites and news sites think that Samsung is gonna not actually unlock and enable the Wi-Fi 7 on the S23 Ultra, even though it has the modem chip that is capable of doing it. And I just like to be as future-proofed as I can. My current router is Wi-Fi 6E. I'm tempted. I'm still thinking about it. I've got a little bit of time. I'm thinking of splurging on the new Asus ROG gaming router because it's got Wi-Fi 7. And then I would actually keep the other one that I have too. I've got their top of the line from last year. That's the Wi-Fi 6E, but I can put it into basically, what do you call it? Mesh mode. And I can either, it's got its own channel for backhaul wirelessly between the routers, or I can hardline it with like a 2.5 gig connection over category 8 cable. So I may, and why would I do that? Because if we get a large place and it has a big yard, Cat 8 cable is waterproof. It's basically as rugged as coax cable. And that's actually what goes up to the Starlink antennas and stuff. And it can do power over Ethernet. Yeah, well, the person that's going to be renting the place is a personal friend of the guy that bought my house. So my mail's either going to be going here still or to my buddy's house, because the guy that bought my house is a coworker friend of mine. And it's actually a bummer that we didn't start talking about non-work stuff sooner, because we probably would have been like best friends for years now. But he's going to go through it for me, and if it's something important, he'll basically take a picture of it and send it to me. And if it's something I need, that's a document or a card, he'll express ship it to me, and I'm just going to pay him every month instead of paying one of the virtual address places that will, like Geo does for his mail. I'm like, I have to have a physical address, not a PO box for my bank, because it's a requirement for Navy Federal. So I said, whether it's just a couple pieces of mail or all of it, if it's just a few pieces, I would still be having to pay another service. I said, I would rather pay you $25 or $50 a month and have that money going to you instead of just some random company. And that would alleviate the headache for you, because you'd have extra do whatever money for the family. So that's what I've worked out, and I totally trust him. He's a very, very trustworthy guy. He's a pastor's son, but he's also at the shipyard, so he's got a security clearance too. I mean, if he was a shady dude, he wouldn't have had the credit to buy my house as a cash deal, and he wouldn't have his clearance. So I've just about got everything locked down. I've got 2 sets of sandals / water shoes from Keen. They make super great work shoes. If you're not familiar with Keen, Keen. So those are coming in. I just had 3 or 4 pairs. I think I bought 5 pairs of shorts come in. So I've got the shorts I need. I've got my power adapters. I've got my step down power converters. I've got my carry-on. Tomorrow I'll have my checked bags delivered, my new suitcases. I got the biggest, though. I may get a little oversized charge. Yeah, just peace of mind. I really went expensive on my carry-on, because when I go back and forth, if we go to other countries or I come back here to do stuff, I'm not going to have checked bags. I'll just have my carry-on. So I splurged on the carry-on and got a level 8 Gibraltar 20-inch carry-on, and it's as Gucci as you can get. They had a gray one and a silver one. I got a silver one. It's got 4 wheels that are like ultra smooth. It rolls around like a freaking dream. Usually carry-ons will have like 2 wheels, so it's great for pulling it, but I've seen in the airports when people have the 4-wheel suitcases, and my big suitcases also have 4 wheels, and it's just easier that way. You don't have to tip it. You can just have it upright and roll it along with you. So I'm really doing everything I can to set myself up for success. I mean, I've got my Verizon phone that I'm keeping I already have that schedule set up so that while I'm in the air en route to Manila, my plan will shift over from the unlimited plan that I have to the ultimate unlimited that has the international features. And all I have to do is, as soon as I land in Manila, reboot the phone and it'll be on the new plan. I've got the new phone. The GoPro is here. I've got, I think, all the stuff I need for the GoPro, including 2 different underwater cases, one for the max lens mod and one without it. I got another gimbal because the gimbal I had is fine for my phone, although the motors were a little weak and it didn't like leaving it in a case, and it makes me very tense taking my phone out of my Spigen case to use the gimbal. So the new one has higher strength motors because it can actually handle a full-size mirrorless camera, but you can also just loosen the thing up and slide in the phone adapter, or I can slide in the adapter and have the GoPro on a gimbal. And then I got the DJI mics, 2 for me. I'm giving Chi my other gimbal, which is the same company. It's just the motors aren't as good. All right, Scott, take it easy, buddy. So I think I've got just about everything nailed down for success for mail and all the stuff. The only thing I haven't worked on yet is the travel insurance, but I'll get that done either right before I leave or right after I get there. The guy that a lot of people go through is actually an American and did insurance in the US for like 35 or 40 years. And now he's got the type of visa that he can work over there, and he does like medical insurance for expats in the Philippines now. And you can do US dollar plans or peso plans. And you can do paperwork ahead of time, but you can't actually activate it until you're in the Philippines. Like basically you would land and he'd be one of the first people you'd call to be like, hey, I've landed, I'm in the Philippines, and he'll go click and activate your health insurance. So that's on my list of things to do as well, but I'm short on time, so it may happen just after I get there, but I'll deal with a little bit of a gap in my insurance. I know there's always risk, but there's risk in everything. I mean, I could land and have a catastrophic thing that I wouldn't survive anyway, so I'm willing to accept a little bit of risk. But basically everything is squared away. I've still got to fill out the paperwork. I thought the vet was going to be able to do the paperwork for the animal import clearance paperwork, but I've got to do it, so I'll do that in the next couple days, get it sent over. The vet already has the plan and has given me the pricing for the final within 10 days physical for Ash and the international travel health documentation that I need. Yeah, I don't really want to. I could do that at some point, but maybe not starting off. But I'll keep that in mind. Pacific Cross Health. I'll actually nail a screenshot of that. So like I said, I definitely appreciate everybody that comes in with a piece of advice. So that is saved for future reference. There is a 30-day quarantine, and it is at your residence. So it's not, somebody else had said it was like a 6 month, and we weren't sure if it was in like a government facility. It is where you reside. Now, I know that it could be a problem with it being a 30-day quarantine and the arrival visa being 29 days. And I've already figured that out. And what I'll do, if I need to, if they throw any kind of fuss about it, I'll write up a bill of sale that I'm coming to for leisure, and I'm selling him to Chi. And if we have to, we'll even set the address to back in the province and go spend 30 days out in the province at our parents' place, and I'll get to know her family. So I've already figured out how to handle all of that stuff. I'm hanging on to my umbrella because the wind is picking up a bit. So yeah, just about everything. I think I've got about everything ironed out. 20 days, I'll already be there. Yeah, if you guys think of any other things, bring it up. But so far, I think I've either got it in mind or already have it in process or taken care of. But there's definitely things that I could be missing or have not thought of. But I have done a ton of research the last 10, 11 months. So with more time, I could be even more prepared, but I think I'm pretty much properly prepared to go. Just checking some things on my phone. And that's all done. Nice. Yes, I will. I'll lose a day. Don't mind me, I'm just messaging Chi. Yeah, I arrive Sunday morning on the 11th at 9:55 in Dumagetti, as long as I successfully make my flight transition in Manila. Has a seat next. He has a seat next to you. He is not coming with me when I first go, because I had to go earlier to make it to the Bohol trip. I wasn't gonna have time to get the authorization paperwork from the Philippines. So Chip is going to stay. Chip was already going to stay like another month at the house, but he's going to stay for me until into the first week of October, and then Jester's journey is going to be flying to the Philippines. There's still a chance it could change, and then I'll rework it if I have to. Morning, beautiful. He's supposed to be flying to SeaTac, and then there's on the 2nd of October, there's a new direct flight by Philippine Airlines going from SeaTac, Seattle Tacoma Airport, to Manila. So right now the plan is Ash is going to stay with Chip for about a month and a half. We'll get in that time, we'll get the authorization from the Philippines. Chip will take him to his final vet appointment to get the international travel clearance documentation. Chip will meet. I'm not sad faced, Chi. I'm just, it's kind of bright and I'm squinting and I'm thinking about a lot of things. I'm not sad though. I'm just kind of subdued at the moment, talking about a bunch of stuff. So Chip will watch him for a month and a half, take him to the vet, and then meet Jester's journey at SeaTac Airport and high five him. Jester will take custody of Ash. I'll have given him the money for the travel to Manila. And then Chi and I will probably fly to Manila from DUMA and pick him up. We'll probably have to fly then to Cebu and take a bus for a few hours to the port at the southwestern tip of Cebu and take a ferry to Dumaguete, and then we'll all be there. So, yep. I get there on the 11th, and then we don't go to Bohol until the 15th. So I'll actually have several days to rest and just have some introduction time for Chi and I. We can go walk around the waterfront and boulevard in Dumaguete and just enjoy time being together. I'm sure we'll take some video, but I'm also gonna have time where we just put the devices down and enjoy walking and talking and holding hands, and we're already super close and super in love, but we'll just all right, Mark, take it easy, buddy. Thanks for coming in. We'll have a couple days to become accustomed to each other, and then we'll have a 3-day amazing trip to Bohol and have a great time there and do a bunch of video stuff there. So I'm trying to think of everything. I'm sure there's things I've missed, but I've done a ton of research, a ton of planning, a ton of prep. So like I said, more time, I could be even more ready, but I think I've done a pretty darn good job of preparation. And like I said, if the stuff we need to cook in our room is already being shipped through Amazon to Chi at our place. So we'll be able to cook immediately. I mean, I'm sure we'll go out to eat and stuff, but when I get there and I'm exhausted, I can get some rice cooking and she can run over to Chowking to get some fried chicken, and we're gonna have a super good time together. I'm really, really excited, and I'm really blessed that I have her. So gotta do a quick response to her. Morning, Matets. Oh, I'm not stressing about Ash. We've got a plan in place, so I think it's all pretty well thought out. I'm not gonna need any medication. I mean, I could see a doctor and get on Flomax to help with my kidney stones over there, but it's not a required medication necessarily. It just helps. If I do get them, it helps them pass easier because it just kind of opens up your kidney tissues and stuff, but it's not a vital medication, and I am already tapering off of my anxiety meds. I should have been off the Cymbalta already by now. She said like over a week or two, but it's been almost a month, and I decided to go ahead and stay on it just to be a little more even until I'm closer to things being done and on my way. But I've already got that all worked out. What's up?
Woohoo.
Woohoo!
Prescription's ready at 4.
What's ready at 4? Oh,
Huh?
your prescription?
Yeah.
We got half naked Chip out here. All right. Say hi, Chip.
Hi.
Man boobs. So I get kidney stones, but I drink a ton of water.
How does salmon sound tonight?
Sounds good to me.
If not tonight, then tomorrow.
Sure. That's great. I have cash, so let me know if you need some more money. Let's get a... There's nothing I hate more than having a small amount of meat or fish. Rather have leftovers so I can gorge. Matets says hello, Chip.
Who?
Matets.
Hi.
You're not on camera now, but I'm sure she heard you yell it.
Okay, I smiled at you.
He smiled at you, Matets.
I was thinking shrimp and fish, and I'm gonna have to pick it up because you're old enough for Austin time.
Yeah.
Is that rice still good?
I'll make more, but it's fine. It takes about half hour. What I make two dry cups. That's the smallest that it measures for the rice cooker. So I always have
It's
extra.
not like you got a 50-pound bag of rice.
Right. So I'm not worried about it. It's super easy to make. Hey, Shekel, thanks for coming in, buddy. How you doing? Kamusta capo.
I gotta say, I've never seen anybody buy that much rice in one time.
Well, during the pandemic, everywhere was sold out of it. And like a 20-pound bag of that same rice was selling on Amazon for $175. And a 20-pound bag usually would be about $15 because that 50-pound bag, $32.
Do they have that in brown rice?
I'm sure they do. They've got brown and jasmine. There's a place up on Auto Center Way in Bremerton called US Chef Store. And you don't have to have a business. You don't have to have a membership. But it's like a restaurant supply place. And you can go in there and they've got like 100 different coffee syrups. They've got all sorts of different kinds of rice. You can get smaller cans of things, or let's say you do bulk, like you want bulk nachos for a party. You can buy a number 10 can of nacho cheese. The chopsticks that I use, they come in like 100 pack, and that's the higher quality ones. It's like under $4 for all those chopsticks for like 100 pack.
Let's take a spin there next week.
It's fun. I'll go with you. It's cool.
I like brown or wild rice the best because it has more flavor.
Yeah, but I like this because that's what they use in Hawaii. That's like the exact rice basically everybody that lives in Hawaii uses. So
To me, white rice doesn't have a lot of flavor. It takes whatever flavor you give it.
sure, but that means you
Whereas
can pair it with whatever. But you're not.
whereas the brown and wild rice actually has a flavor to it.
Yeah, I don't need it to have flavor though. If you, I don't, did you put like the soy sauce and stuff on it that I use?
Yeah.
Oh, I flavor the rice. I'd rather have the rice be match whatever I put with it. Oh,
Yeah. You see how many sauces I actually use.
well, I use a lot, and that's because of submarines. The cooks do what they can, but they're not always the best cooks in the world. So basically, you didn't really worry about the flavor of the food. You went with the sauces and seasonings on the table on the submarine, and
Did I tell you about the Navy chef
probably,
with the eggshells and the potato peelings?
I don't know.
He would save all his eggshells and all the potato peelings. Then when they went to instant, he'd crumple up some eggshells into it and instant potatoes. He'd put some potato peelings into it. Just so psychologically, the people would think it's actually fresh eggs or fresh potatoes, not instant.
Sana, oh, I was reading messages from Chi, so I'm a little. She's so sweet. I appreciate you, Chi. Yep, I did 13 years active duty on submarines. I went to submarine school in Groton, Connecticut. It's kind of Groton slash New London, Connecticut. I don't even really know where the difference is between the two. I feel like it's kind of merged into one town because it's actually it's like sub school Groton, but it's also Enlon, subbase Enlon, subbase New London. So unless they've changed it over the years, you kind of had different parts of the same base that had different same naming. Yes, I get emotional because I adore Chi and she's so sweet. And I'm super lucky to have her and I love her very much. I don't know, man. There's a lot of submariners, and some people stay on the East Coast, some people stay on the West Coast. So the name doesn't ring a bell. A bell. I don't remember the date that it became official. Let me look. Actually, I can search a word. I remember because she knew I was interested, and I made it very clear because I would say it. I'm interested. You're just gonna have to tell me when you're ready. And she's like, okay. And then like one day, we were talking again, and she's like, okay, we're together now, boyfriend. And I was like, ah, yay! I remember the day. Looks like sometime in June. Hey, Jester. Yeah, interesting news. So we had been talking a bit before then, becoming good friends, and we're interested, but the official was sometime in June. It looks like June 21st, but the chemistry was there before then. So I don't know how to explain it. It was just there, and we both felt it. It just wasn't necessarily official at first, even though it basically was. If that makes any sense. She's probably super embarrassed right now. What's up, Daddy Jester? Sanaal Haneko. My goodness, we're up to 9 viewers, 11 likes. We actually had 10 or 11 in here at one point, so that's cool. It depends on the type of submarine, because a fast attack is much different than a big Trident submarine. Let's see, on a Trident, the captain and XO share a bathroom between their staterooms. Then you've got the watchstander's head, which is like a sink and a toilet. Chief's head, forward and aft. So I think on a Trident there's, oh, and officers, like 7. But not all have showers. Maybe 5 or 6 have showers. Now in the forward and aft cruise head, there's multiple showers, and I think there's multiple showers in the chief's quarters too. But when I say multiple, it's like 2. So you don't necessarily have everybody taking a shower when it's time to go on watch. A lot of times people will stagger their showers so you don't have a big backup. But also, you don't get in and turn on the water and run the water. You get in, you can turn on the water so that it gets hot. Doesn't take very long. You get in, get wet, turn it off, soap up, shampoo up, turn the water back on, rinse off all the shampoo and soap, turn it off. You get a squeegee and you squeegee down all the walls to minimize how much water is there, and so you don't have bacterial buildup. So a submarine shower is usually about 3 to 5 minutes. So, yeah. And I joined the Navy in 94, September 28, 1994, and then I separated September 28, 2007, because I got out of here early. So whoever saw my early out request and approved it saw that I was coming up on my entry date and thought it would be amusing to separate me on the same day. So I did exactly 13 years active duty to the day. Joined and separated on the same date. I heard submarine cooks the best food of all the service branches. I would say that's probably accurate. Maybe officers on carriers have even better food because they have more storage, but They do feed us very well on the subs, and it really depends on the cooks whether they do a good job cooking the food. But again, I would worry less about the flavor of the food, and they take lots of different sauces and seasonings and put them on the tables in the cruise mess. So I would basically load up whatever it was I wanted to eat and season and sauce the heck out of it so that it tasted like I wanted it to taste, and go with that. So when you see me put lots of things on my food, it's not an insult to the cook or that it doesn't taste good. I'm just many, many years into seasoning things my way. Even if that's just adding ground cayenne because I can make it spicy without changing the flavor. Not yet. So maybe we'll meet and we'll both be like, in person you smell funny. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. You don't have to retract it. You can ask questions. You're not going to offend me. Not very easily, anyway. Not in person, no. I have not been to the Philippines yet in person. Yes, but it's not been a long period of time, so we knew we had interest and we were talking and kind of together for a while, but weren't officially spoken together, if that makes sense at all. But yes, it's been online, but I mean less than 6 months before I'll actually be there, so hopefully that's the idea, if not actually moving there for him. This has not been a long-term LDR. It's been a very, I'm not going to say fast, but we just hit it off and decided we were going to go into it full bore, and we both feel it's going to be very successful. We have a lot of similar interests. We both do YouTube, and we're going to have fun traveling to beaches and waterfalls and going on hikes and trying food, and we'll take turns filming things for each other. And I think we're the type that we both just want to be with our person all the time. Yep, we met in She's live stream. Yep. And we both just felt a pull to each other, and everything just started working out. My house sold, I got my birth certificate, I got my passport. Everything for her and I just clicked, meshed really well. Everything for me to be able to move to the Philippines in less than a year came together, and then I moved it up from March next year to August this year, and it feels like this is what we're supposed to do. Like God's making everything work out. So it's like all the doors are just opening up, and the twists and turns, the path just keeps straightening itself out. and it feels very much like it's meant to be. Yeah, well, we met in Chi's live stream dating service, not a dating site. So, sana all. But even bad experiences prepare you for really appreciating and being ready for good experiences too. So you've got to take those bad things and get what you can out of them and turn it into a good thing. And I think, I've been through a lot of bad stuff. She's been through bad stuff. And I think we're both ready for this, and we've both been through things that have prepared us for this to be real successful. So I think we're going into it with our eyes open and realistically, and we think everything's going to work out great. If it doesn't, then we'll figure that out and work through what we have to work through. And if there's something that ends up being a deal breaker, then we'll deal with it like adults. But yeah, like she said, a lot of vloggers met their lover on YouTube. So, that comes down to having similar interests and passions. And it doesn't mean you have to like everything the same, but we have a lot of interests that do mesh together. So I super excited. But that's enough about that for now. So next topic. And she's sending me all sorts of cute kiss stickers and gifts. Sweetheart. And I don't know if you noticed, but my face lights up every time I talk about her. Yeah, they do. It's because she makes me misty, and then they twinkle. And then we met. Moisty, more like. That's true, Giga. All right, Paul, take it easy, buddy. Have a good day. Good evening, actually. Good night. So she said she's not on YouTube to meet a fam, and then we met, and here we are. So there's exceptions to every rule or every statement. Oh, you're talking about somebody else, Matets. I think it still applies. Oh my, what's with the chismis? What depends? Everything depends. Everything has exceptions. And I'm doing like this because I'm like, yes, I need to trim again. It's only been like 10 days, but man. I feel like she had a lot of tempo, so I don't think ghosting is right. But if it's bad enough, I don't know, maybe it was somewhat self-inflicted. I mean, the right thing to do is to be an adult and talk about it, but there's situations that the best thing you can do is just hang up the phone. Oh, so you're an actress, Chi? My gulai. Oh my gulai. Better not act when we're in person. Not that I'm really concerned about that because I know my skills, so not worried about that acting. All right, cool, Mark. I'll have to take a look at it later. I don't know if you're asking me or Matats. Yes, I've seen Stuff Filipinas some. Some of her videos I like, and other times I just have to click out of it because I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm sure she's a very nice girl, but I would not date her. Oh yeah, I knew you were telling me, Mark. I was asking she if she was asking if I've watched Filipinas. So we are 20 days until I'm already there. Less than 3 weeks now. Less than 3 weeks till the Philippines. That's what I'm doing with my titles yesterday and today. If anybody's seen Beastie Boys. No sleep till Brooklyn. When I'm doing, you know, so many days or no sleep till Phil or till DUMA. Riff on the Beastie Boys. I need to catch up on overstay videos. That's a big boy.
Can you imagine the tail on that puppy?
Wow. No thanks. I've had gator once. I'd try it again, but the time I had it, it wasn't great.
I've never had gator.
The guy that did it, it was here on the 4th of July a few years back, and you had to order it ahead of time. And it wasn't huge, but I wasn't impressed. I took a few bites and didn't finish it. It was pretty expensive, but maybe if it's somewhere like Florida or Louisiana, it's better. Hey, Gary's Kitchen. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Good morning. Mr. Capo, Gary's. Yeah, Scary's Kitchen. Make love shout out. Always.
This is something I would love to make. Louisiana style gumbo. I love gumbo. It's the only acceptable dish to have. The hell is it called? Okra.
No, deep fried okra is amazing.
I hate okra. I disagree.
See, I don't think I would like okra in gumbo. I would rather have it deep fried.
It doesn't taste. Gumbo doesn't taste right without it.
I don't know if I've had gumbo. I prefer jambalaya.
Oh, gumbo is really good. Okay. My prescription should be ready.
Man. Yeah, it's coming up on 3:45 p.m. already. My goodness. The days are going to fly by in the fills because they're going to be chill like this. Yeah, I've had gator once, but it was here. He cooked it properly. I'm going to be with... Huh?
Do we have tartar sauce?
No, but in the... So when you're at the meat section, there's a section spot to the right of the display case, and they've got Ivar's tartar sauce. Get that. It's refrigerated. That's the best.
What's it called?
Ivar's.
High bars?
Ivars. Ivar's.
Okay.
I'll be there with you when we go to Cebu for that Correctamundo. Chichi.
Ash feeling okay?
I think he's just sore from swimming yesterday. That uses a whole lot of muscles he's not used to using, so I think he's sore. Because last night when we came out, he was fine. He's had food today, so I think he's just got aches from swimming. Ash is slow today and
He's laying in front of the refrigerator.
he's kind of limping around, so we think he kind of strained himself a little bit swimming yesterday. Chip asked me if Ash is okay. I think he's fine. I think he's just sore from swimming because he doesn't get to swim as often as he would like. Yeah, she seemed to, she and Jessel both seemed to jump out of Chi's live stream pretty quickly when Jasper said hello. Sis was saying that Jasper's big donations were fake and he had accounts that he was donating to himself. So they had a bit of a beef. I don't have any problem with Kelly. I don't really have a problem with most people. In fact, if anything, I probably would be a conduit between groups of people that don't like each other, that I am friends with both sides. And I've always kind of been that way. So hopefully, the vloggers on Dumageddon will accept me, because while I'm a regular in Jasper's channel, I'm kind of a go-between. I can fit in different groups, and it doesn't mean I'm changing how I am. I just tend to get along with different people, and I'm myself with whichever group it is. So we'll see how that works out. I'm multitasking with my game because I was behind yesterday. All right, we got 7 people. Let's spice it up a little. Have we seen Best of Sunshine Shoulders Rants Volume 1? Giving away 5,000 pesos in the Philippines is harder than you think. Take it, please. I am late on thanking Matets for posting me in her community. Thank you, Matets. I wasn't checking my notifications. I usually am right on top of that. I don't have a problem with Kelly. I don't have a problem with Jessel. I don't have a problem with Jalea. I just sometimes they're a little clickbaity, but I think they're good people. Yeah, and then Jessel was gone, and then Sizzy came in, and Jasper said something, and Sizzy was like, peace. I don't know why people have to be that way, but when it comes down to it, he's not the one that started it. Claims were being made that he was donating to himself, so I don't know. He was a lot more contentious when he first started, but people change over time, and being with this Filipina really mellowed him out a bit. And I liked him either way because he reminds me of a lot of people I've known on submarines and in the Navy. So I just do me, and people either like me or they don't. That's funny that you mentioned that, Jester, because did I or did I not say something similar to that effect directly to you in our messaging, Chi? That one, I was worried they would avoid me and or her, or even potentially try and convince her that being with me is a bad idea, even though they don't know me. But because I'm a regular in Jasper's community, evidently that makes me potentially bad as well. Well, hopefully that stays the thing, and hopefully I'm not like, if they're like, if you say you're bringing it, if I'm coming with you, that they're not like, oh well, I'm busy, never mind. Because if they try and exclude me because of Jasper and you collab with them, might be a little uncomfortable. But I do my own thing. It's not like I have the same tone or the same content as he does. And I'm not saying anything bad about what he does. I'm just saying I'm my own person and I do my own thing. So people either like me for how I am or they don't. But I'm not gonna avoid somebody's live stream just because it's popular to dislike them for some reason. Especially since I've seen many times that people change and aren't. There's a lot of times initially they were kind of standoffish because they thought I was stuck up or arrogant, but really I'm just quiet and also tend to be rather shy. So this whole live stream thing was really a process for me. Because I tend to be more withdrawn unless I'm around people that I know, but that's, I think, part of the reason it's gotten easier. A lot of you are regulars in here now, so I feel like I'm talking to my friends. But some of my best friends initially didn't necessarily think they were going to like me because their first impression was that I was stuck up or arrogant, and really I was just keeping to myself and being quiet, which is a lot of the traits of a Sigma. I think I have to replace one of my cables. I was thinking maybe the charging port on my S23 was messed up, but I swapped the two cables. I didn't say no collab. Just wait until I'm there and don't let them exclude me. Like, oh, if he's coming, we're not going to do it. I mean, that's not cool, right? No, I did not say no collab at all. I'm just saying I'm curious to see if they avoid doing it if I'm going to be around. And yes, I was a little concerned with them wanting to meet you prior to me being there. Thank you, Matets. That's what I would like. Because they're also rather party. I know they were celebrating. But Jess Ellen says you were out at quite the happening dance club the other night. So I don't know if they've always been real close, but they definitely have been lately. So you get that combination together, and if they don't like somebody, they're gonna press you pretty hard to not be with that somebody. Maybe they'll love me to death and enjoy having me around, or maybe they'll just assume that I'm a jerk because I am a regular in Jasper's live stream. I'm not gonna hide who I am friends with. I'm not two-faced. I'm not gonna do that. People will know that I support Jasper. I also support them. I've got a membership to Mike's Philippine Retirement. I've had a membership to Geo. I like all of them. I think they're all useful, sometimes for different audiences. I didn't eat it. It was a nicotine pouch, no tobacco. It's a free pouch. It's basically tastes like a stick of mint gum. Well, it's not like I'm going to walk up and say, hi, I'm one of Jasper's main community people. But I'm also not going to hide it if it comes up, or if they're talking bad, I'll be like, listen, maybe there was more of a problem when the channel first launched, but people change, so give them a fair shot. I'm going to mention my favorite vlogger because it's you, Chi. I mention my favorite vlogger all the time. Chi the Filipina vlog. And Overstay Road. King Marcos. Jesper's like, I don't know how I feel about a guy calling another guy a king. That's the joke on his channel. So yeah, I see. I see. Jasper has a video premiere now, so I'm going to end this one and we can roll over to his live chat if you so desire. So I will see you all there. And then depending if he goes live right after, I'll probably go live again later, either in between his premiere and his live or after his live. We never know if it's going to be a live 15 minutes after his video premiere or an hour and a half or 2 hours later. But I do support him and I try not to be live when his stuff is going on, just as a show of respect. So Haneko, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for coming in, guys.